Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. So you got an influx of videos going out and an overflowing river of videos and men, that's going out against women here in America. And men are not just talking, right? Because what men are saying, it is manifesting through these women. For the past 2-3 years, it's really been on an uptick to where as you see women really coming out about how they truly feel and what they feel like they're entitled to, and it's just unbelievable, man. Some of the shit I hear that these women feel like they're entitled to from a man that they barely know or a man that they just met. Right? My whole thing is, who's raising these women? Other women, feminists, right? This is a direct result of single mothers that don't know a goddamn thing about men. A brother said this in this video. He said, men growing up, whether it's their mother or their father, they're taught from young how to treat women. Don't hit women, take care of women, protect women, things like that. But their daughters are taught how men should treat them, what men should give them, but they're never taught how to treat a man, what makes a good woman. They're never taught that. Not saying that there are not women out here like that. There are a lot of women out here that are like that. Right? But the majority, the mass amount of women that are out here are just gimme, 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 take, and you don't deserve anything in return because you're a man and I'm a woman. They got the whole game fucked up, man. And Salakia for my language, but this topic always gets me like that because you have women that are sit in front of a mic and a TV, right, or phone, get on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all these things that men provided and men created, and get on those platforms and talk SHIT about men on how they don't need them, what they are entitled to off the jump, right? And it's just we living in a time where everything is being exposed, man. So here you got a video of, and I'm ranting, but I'm gonna let it play in a second. Here you got this devil, if he looks like one, who knows? But the Lord. But here you got the devil speaking out against it. Before it was the so-called Negroes, right? And Latinos that was speaking out against it and have been saying it for a long time. But now, you have these devils that's going in. So, it's proof that the curses is coming down on these heathen nations as well. Right? So let me read this again. This is Sirach chapter 26 and verse 25. It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, man. And a shameless woman is what? Pretty much a bitch, man. What's a female dog? Right? A bitch. And this is what women have become to men here in the West. Nothing but bitches, entitled bitches, man. So let this devil speak, and we're gonna I got some more scripts. Yabba Shem Shah willing the elect be edified. Shalom.
You want to know why men are walking away? It's not a mystery. It's not complicated. It's not even hard to see. The truth is, for a man past his 20s, peace becomes the most valuable thing he can possess. By the time a man hits his 30s, 40s, 50s, he's been through enough. He's been knocked down by life. He's fought battles, plenty of them, in work, in money, in his own head. And he realizes something women often never have to. Without peace, nothing else matters. Nothing. Now, yes, when a man is younger, he'll blindly trade peace for sex. He'll trade peace for drama, for excitement, for attention. He's naive enough to think that chaos is a part of the deal. But as he matures and he grows,
and men are realizing that dealing with these women over here in America, man, you will not receive any peace. Right? It's constant bickering, loud mouths, right? Attention seekers, always want to play a game and fuck with your head, man. And men, they're tired of it.
Older, he builds himself, his career, his home, his discipline, his reputation. He realizes that peace is the foundation of all of it. Without peace, he can't think. Without peace, he can't focus. And without peace, he cannot build. And once a man tastes peace, real peace, he won't give it up for anyone. That's why men are walking away from women. Not out of spite, not out of hatred, out of self-preservation. Because the state of modern women today means the juice is no longer worth the squeeze. Why? Because they compromise peace instead of multiplying it. They bring noise when a man wants calm. They bring conflict when a man wants clarity. And for men in their 30s and beyond, peace is the empire worth defending. Let's talk about the state of modern women. They've been shaped by culture, by social media, by a system that feeds them endless attention they were never supposed to have. And what does that attention create? Inflated egos, unrealistic expectations, endless insecurity. A woman today is flooded with more validation in a single day, than her grandmother got in an entire lifetime.
And these women have been given a sense of freedom, which is freedom to destroy themselves, man. This is Sirach 25 and verse 25. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather broad, man. So don't give these women liberty to do what they want, man. To have freedom. Right? Because what's going to happen is what? They're going to destroy themselves and everything around them. And you see it happening. The households are fucked up. Right? Men are in jail and dead because of women's freedom, man. Women's liberation. Right? A lot of men have been killed over a woman. A lot of men are locked up because of women, man. Right? So these women, they got a heavy judgment coming to them.
Attention has become her drug. And sex is just another form of it. For her, Sex isn't intimacy. It's attention. It's validation. It's a currency she spends and hoards. All while men are left asking themselves if they're just another number in her endless ledger. Add to that the body count problem. Men see women who have been with so many partners, they can't bond. They can't pair. They cannot connect. A woman with too many pasts doesn't know how to give herself fully to one man.
And that's the truth, man, because every time a woman lays with a man, right, she takes his spirit with her by the ways of his seed. You know, every time a man goes into a woman, she takes some of that man with her. So if a woman has 20 sexual partners, she'll have 20 different spirits on her, man. It's not like that for men. Men and women are wired different. You women, you don't think that, man. This is why you run around saying, "Oh, I left him because he cheated on me." Like you're so special. It doesn't say anywhere in history or anything rather than of this bogus bullshit ass made up society where you women are easily manipulated to where a man just has to be with one woman, man. Right? Because if you had a man that had $500 million and everything, all the materialistic shit, you wouldn't mind if that dude had a woman. They interview women like that, man. They ask them, if a man made this amount of money, right, can he have other women? And the women say, what? Yeah, he can, as long as he take care of me. So it's very hypocritical when you women speak, man.
And men feel it. They know when they're being compared to ghosts they can't compete with. That's not peace, that's torment.
And Salaki, a woman is not right in her head when she's dealing with multiple men or have multiple partners. You have women, they call it the whole phase. When you're young in a certain age, you're supposed to have a whole phase. And then when you get older, you settle down. It don't work like that, man. If you had a whole phase, and let's just say from the ages of 18, it's way younger than that these days, 12, 13, but let's just say 18 to 25, 7 years. And let's just move it up. 18 to 28. Let's just say 28. 10 years, and you had over 100 partners, and you decide I want to settle down and get with a real man and get with a good man and this and that, and then that man comes and you get him, and you're not going to be able to pair with that man. You're going to give that man hell, and guess what? You're not even going to see the hell that you're giving him, man. That's how bugged out you're going to be by that time.
Then comes the temperament. Too many women today are combative, argumentative, quick to push back on everything. They've been told that being agreeable is weakness, that submission is slavery, that cooperation is oppression. So they fight, they test, they undermine. And what does that do to a man? It turns his home into a battlefield. Men go to war all day in the world. And when they come home, they don't want another one. They don't want another war. They want rest. They want a sanctuary. But too often.
And what are women supposed to be? Right? A pillar of rest to a man. These women ain't that, man. These women are far from that. Right? Like this dude said. He said, men, when we out in the streets and in the world, we battle all the time, man. And then when we come home, we got to do it. We got to fight another battle. What man wants to do that? What man wants to do that? Man wants to just battle all the fucking time, man. And it's lucky if I get a little vulgar, man, but yo, these fucking women, they don't get it, man. This is why Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to completely collapse this place, man. Because, everything is fucked up here. These women believe that no matter what they say or what they do, a man's just supposed to put up with it, man. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. And this is why a lot of these women are going to get trodden down. A lot of these women are going to get put to death in these last days, man. Anybody that come across this video, or any brother, any man come across this video, more than likely your woman is going to be one of them, man. If she not in her right mind. Because you know how your woman is when you home with her, when you dealing with her. You know it. If these fucking women don't want to get in line, they're going to get stomped out by the Lord, man, real soon. It's all fun and games until it's not.
Modern women bring the battlefield into the house. And then the man has nowhere left to breathe. Layer that on top of the mental health crisis, trauma, insecurities, therapy loops, medication, SSRIs. Men are inheriting women's baggage and being told to carry it on top of their own. Life is already hard enough for a man in this world. He's got bills to pay. He's got a career. He has to maintain family responsibilities, cultural hostility. Men are already drowning. Add a partner who collapses under her own unresolved issues, and the man finds himself not in a partnership, but in a rescue mission. And the truth is, men are tired of rescuing. Stop doing that, men. Don't do that. Stefan Arnio said it clearly. Women are either sacred or destructive. They can multiply a man's empire or collapse it in a single act of betrayal. And modern culture, it has elevated the destructive archetype. Social media has made the temptress the default while burying the sacred. Men don't see nurturing wives, loyal mothers, or respectful companions. They see women addicted to attention, inflamed with ego, and restless in chaos.
And that's true, man. Check this out. This is Proverbs 21:19. It says, "It is better to dwell in the wilderness," meaning to be damn near homeless, man. It is better to be homeless than with a contentious, right? Or argumentative, a beast, right? Than with a contentious and an angry woman, man. A woman that always wants to fight. A woman that always got a fucking attitude, man. It's better to be homeless by yourself than to live in a house with that type of woman, man. Right? And this is the scripture that the brother had in the beginning.
Faced with that, men are walking away. Not because they don't value women, but because they value their own peace more. And here's the part men can't ignore. A man's empire is fragile. It takes decades to build. And only one wrong woman can tear it down in days. Divorce courts strip men of their assets. False accusations strip them of their reputation. Toxic relationships strip them of their character. The wrong woman doesn't just ruin a man financially. She ruins him spiritually. She erodes his focus, poisons his discipline, and destroys the very identity he fought to create.
And this This dude, he's speaking the scriptures, man. This is Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house. So a wise woman will build a house, will make sure her household is good, right? Will make her house a home. It says what? But the foolish plucketh it down with her hands, man. And this is why there are not no fucking households in these in America no more, man. Because these women were given power from this fucking devil, right? And put it in these women's minds to say that happy wife, happy life. When these women ain't never gonna be fucking happy because the Lord ain't dealing with them like that, man. The only way a woman can be happy is under the submission, be in submission under a man, man, a righteous man, a man of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And I'm not, you got men of all nations that would be deemed good men. You got men, they work, they go to work, they pay the bills, you know, they have a family, they just all about their family. But then you got these fucking tarantulas, right? These fucking 8-legged beasts with 8 spirits on them. They come in the house and you know, one day they're not getting enough attention. The next day, you know, they don't want to be married. The next day they don't want kids. The next day, they love you. The next day it's like this dude says, it's a constant battle, man. And ain't nobody got time for that shit.
And that's the greatest theft of all. Because once a man's character is corrupted, once his peace is gone, what does he have left? This is why men are protecting their peace the way women used to protect their virginity. Think about that. Women once understood the sacredness of what they had. That once it was given away, it couldn't be taken back. Men are now treating peace the same way. Once you give it up, once you let the chaos into your life, it's gone. And getting it back costs more than most men can pay. So they guard it, they defend it, and they refuse to give it away for a woman who doesn't bring equal value. Look at the larger picture. Civilizations rise when women use their energy to support men, to nurture families, to ground society. Civilizations collapse when women chase independence, indulgence, and validation without responsibility. We're living in that collapse right now.
And the kingdoms fell in the past, a lot of them, because women were given freedom, man. Women were given a sense of independence. Women said, you know, they told women they can do what they want, man. Women's liberation. And this is, you know, fast forward in this fucked up society and this horror society. Look at it, man. Look at it. What they say, girls just want to have fun. Fun equals death, man. And that's what you're going to get.
The sacred archetype is gone. And the destructive one reigns. Men see it. And they're stepping back. And it's not because they want collapse, but because they won't let themselves be dragged down with it. And it comes down to this. Men build, women consume. Men pour their energy into creating systems, wealth, and legacies. The wrong woman consumes it all. She inherits or destroys what he built. And modern men finally are saying enough. They will build for themselves, for their brothers, for their children, but not for a woman who will drain it all. So ask yourself, why would a man date a woman who doesn't respect him? Why would he risk his peace for someone who undermines it? Why would he put his empire on the line for someone who might erase it overnight? Men have stopped asking those questions in theory. They're answering them in practice. They're walking away. And once again, this isn't hatred. This isn't resentment. It's clarity. Men have realized that peace is the last treasure they have left. Peace is the foundation for every achievement, every victory, every empire. Without peace, nothing stands. So when faced with the choice between a modern woman who brings chaos or a life of solitude that brings calm, men are choosing calm. The world will spin its stories. Women will call it weakness. Culture will call it selfishness. But men know the truth. Walking away isn't giving up. Walking away is refusing to play a rigged game. Walking away is choosing life over destruction. Walking away is protecting the one thing that matters more than anything else: peace. So when you see men refusing to date, refusing to marry, refusing to chase and pursue, don't mistake it for laziness. Don't mistake it for fear. It's not that men can't. It's that men won't. Because
and that's the spirit that the Lord is putting in these men, right? Especially Jake, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American men, especially the so-called Negroes, right? Because everybody knows that the so-called black woman is fucking through, man, right? And you got a lot of these women, the so-called black woman and the so-called white woman, they are the chief inventors of this whole feminism shit. And all these other women of these other nations, they follow suit, especially over here in the West, man. And now it's trickling on over to other countries, right? Because this is Babylon, man, the great whore, man, who pushes their philosophies and their way of life onto all fucking nations, man. Let me get these and we're gonna shut it down. This is Salakia, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman. Right? So a woman is more bitter than death. Right? Whose heart is snares and nets, whose mind is snares and nets, how to trap you, how to get you, trapped up and get you in a situation. Right? She always thinking about that. It said, in her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. Right? So if you a man of the Lord, you're going to have discernment, man, and know to get away from this damn woman because she's a goddamn demon. It says, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Yeah, a wicked ass nigga, man. You don't care how a woman is. Oh, yeah, man. She a strong woman. I needs that. I like that woman with the edge. Right? A masculine, manly ass woman that'll put hands on you. Right? That'll have you in there looking like a little bitch. Right? You got wicked niggas that like wicked ass women like that, man. So the scriptures tell you a wicked woman was given as portion to a wicked man. So do your thing, my nigga. Right? Do your thing. But those that fear the Lord gonna protect them, man. Keep them away from those types of women, man. The Lord's gonna give you a woman, right? That's gonna be in line with you, right? That's gonna follow your program. So let's get this last one. This is Sirach. Sirach chapter 25. I'm gonna start at 17. It says, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Yeah, angry ass woman, man. A contentious woman. Right? She plotting on you. Right? She's trying to get money from you in a certain way, man. Trying to, bring hell on you a certain way. Trying to, like, I was looking at a video with with the brothers. They said that this woman, she got so upset that a man cheated on her. She went and slept with, her man's father and got pregnant, and then sent the ultrasound to the father and the mother, and then had an abortion, man. Right? That shit was wicked all the way around, man. So, these women are very fucking evil, man. It says, her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. And that's what a lot of men have done, man. They have been to a point of no return, meaning mentally, have been bugged out through the games of these fucking women, man. And men are not dealing with that no more. If you want to play games, you can play games by yourself. That's what men are saying. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And what's the portion of a sinner? Death, man. And that's what a lot of these women are going to get, man. Death. Right? Nobody got time for the games that these bitches play, man. Once it was the so-called Negroes, like I said earlier, so-called Negroes, Latinos, that was saying this. But it wasn't an issue because it was us. But now you got the so-called white man, along with other nations, so-called Chinese, right? You got even some Arab men that's getting into this, that's being affected by this, man. Because what? Babylon has a hold on these women's minds, man. So we all know Babylon is nothing but sin here. So if you follow Babylon, that's what you're going to be, a sinner. And the portion of a sinner is going to fall upon you, which is death. Right? It says, as the climbing up of a sandy way is to the feet of the age. So an old man climbing up a hill that is sandy, you can only imagine how hard that is. Right? It says what? So is a wife full of words to a quiet man, a man that wants peace, and you get a fucking loudmouth, bickering, demonic ass woman that can't keep her damn mouth closed in the house. The way that is to a quiet man is the same way it is for an old man to go up a hill, that a hill of sand, man. It's just hard, man. You pretty much can't deal with it. So, hey, man, the Lord got a heavy judgment for you women, man. This is only the first phase where men not dealing with you. Next comes the judgment. And you're going to be crying for the same men that you decided to be a demon with. So, hey, I'm going to let the rest of this play. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. To the next lesson. Shalom.
Finally understand the cost. And they know the deal on the table isn't worth it anymore. That's why men are walking away. Not because they hate women, but because they love their peace more. And when peace is the only empire left to defend, no wise men trade it away.